Vladimir Lenin was a revolutionary socialist and the first leader of the Soviet Union. He was born in 1870 in the city of Simbirsk, Russia. Lenin's ideas and leadership had a significant impact on the course of the 20th century. Let's explore his life, ideas, and legacy. Lenin was born into a middle-class family, and he was educated at home by his mother and tutors. His brother was executed in 1887 for plotting to assassinate Tsar Alexander III, which had a profound impact on Lenin's worldview. He began to embrace radical ideas and joined a revolutionary group while he was a student at the University of Kazan. In 1895, he was arrested and exiled to Siberia for 3 years. During this time, he continued to study and write, and he became a leader of the revolutionary movement in Russia. After his release from exile in 1900, Lenin spent the next several years organizing and leading the Bolshevik faction of the Russian Social Democratic Labour Party, RSDLP. He argued that the party should be a vanguard of professional revolutionaries who would lead the working class in a socialist revolution. He also advocated for the use of violence and armed struggle to achieve political power. In 1917, Lenin's leadership and strategy proved successful, and the Bolsheviks seized power in the October Revolution. As the leader of the Soviet Union, Lenin implemented a series of policies that aimed to create a socialist society. He nationalized industry, redistributed land, and introduced universal education and healthcare. He also promoted the idea of workers' control of the means of production, although this idea was never fully realized in practice. Lenin believed that socialism could only be achieved through the dictatorship of the proletariat, which would suppress the bourgeoisie and establish a classless society. He argued that this dictatorship would be temporary, and that it would eventually wither away as the socialist system became fully established. Lenin's ideas had a profound impact on socialist thought and practice. He argued that the working class had to be organized and led by a vanguard party in order to achieve a socialist revolution. He also believed that the state could be used as a tool for achieving socialist goals, and that it should be controlled by the working class. These ideas were influential in the development of Marxist-Leninist theory, which became the dominant form of socialism in the 20th century. Lenin's legacy, however, is controversial. Some historians argue that his policies were necessary to create a socialist society in Russia, while others criticize his methods as undemocratic and authoritarian. Lenin's leadership style was characterized by a willingness to use violence and repression to achieve his goals. The Red Terror, a campaign of mass killings and repression launched by the Bolsheviks in 1918, is one of the most notorious examples of this approach. Another controversial aspect of Lenin's legacy is his role in the development of the Soviet Union. While Lenin is often credited with laying the foundations of Soviet socialism, his policies and leadership also contributed to the consolidation of an authoritarian state. The Soviet Union under Lenin and his successors was characterized by a lack of political freedom, censorship, and repression of dissent. The legacy of Leninism and Soviet socialism is still debated by scholars and activists today. Vladimir Lenin was a key figure in the development of socialist thought and practice in the 20th century. His ideas and leadership had a profound impact on the course of history, both in Russia and around the world. While Lenin's legacy is controversial, it is clear that his ideas continue to shape political discourse and activism to this day. As we navigate the challenges of the 21st century, it is worth reflecting on Lenin's contributions to the ongoing struggle for a more just and equitable world. Vladimir Lenin, the founder of the Soviet Union and a revolutionary socialist, was known for his powerful and inspiring quotes. Here are some of his most famous sayings. "The goal of socialism is communism." This quote reflects Lenin's belief that socialism was only a temporary stage on the way to achieving a fully communist society. He believed that the ultimate goal of socialism was to eliminate all classes and create a classless society. There are decades where nothing happens, and there are weeks where decades happen. This quote speaks to Lenin's belief in the power of revolution to rapidly transform society. He believed that periods of calm and stability could be suddenly interrupted by revolutionary upheaval that could bring about massive social and political change. The press should be not only a collective propagandist and a collective agitator, but also a collective organizer of the masses. Lenin believed in the importance of the press as a tool for organizing and mobilizing the masses. He believed that the press had a crucial role to play in promoting revolutionary ideas and creating a sense of solidarity and collective action among the people. Freedom in capitalist society always remains about the same as it was in the ancient Greek republics: freedom for the slave owners. This quote reflects Lenin's critique of capitalism as a system that perpetuated inequality and exploitation. He believed that the freedom and democracy promised by capitalism were only available to those who owned the means of production, and that the working class remained in a state of oppression and unfreedom. Without revolutionary theory, there can be no revolutionary movement. Lenin believed that revolutionary change required a clear understanding of the underlying causes of social and political problems. He believed that a revolutionary movement needed to be grounded in a strong theoretical framework that could guide action and inspire the masses. The oppressed are allowed once every few years to decide which particular representatives of the oppressing class are to represent and repress them. This quote reflects Lenin's criticism of bourgeois democracy as a form of oppression disguised as freedom. He believed that the electoral process was controlled by the ruling class and that the masses had little real say in the decisions that affected their lives. A lie told often enough becomes the truth. This quote speaks to Lenin's belief in the power of propaganda as a tool for shaping public opinion. He believed that a well-organized propaganda campaign could create a sense of unity and purpose among the people and help to mobilize them for revolutionary action. Vladimir Lenin was a brilliant thinker and strategist whose ideas and quotes continue to inspire and challenge us today. His vision of a socialist and communist society remains a powerful source of hope and inspiration for those seeking a more just and equitable world. We appreciate your support in watching our videos. If you enjoy learning about political, business, writer and science leaders' biographies and quotes, please consider subscribing to our channel and giving us a thumbs up to help us grow and continue bringing you valuable content.